just love me, yeah, I know.
Want to invite any kids with us this morning for our message for the children. And I know when most of you go home, this is what you take home as a memory anyway. So I know we say it's the children's message, but who are we kidding? Good morning. Good morning. It's good to see you all. Nice colors up front. This is great. Hey, I got a question for you. I do every time. How do you tell people who you are? What are things you tell? What do you say when people say, "Who are you?" What do you say? What do you say? You're a person of God. What else do you say? You say your name. Sure, I say my name. What else might you say when you're trying to tell people who you are? Your age. This is how old I am. What else might be something we tell them? What grade you're in. That works. Do you ever, yeah? Awesome. Your birthday's next month, huh? Hey, that's cool. That's very cool. Yes. You just turned 10? Yay, excellent.
That I believe in God.
That you believe in God. Do you ever tell them who your parents are? No, not so much. Do you ever tell people what your favorite animal is?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah.
I've been starting wishing for a pony since I was 5 and now I'm 9.
You've been wishing for a pony for 4 years and you haven't got it yet? You're 9 and you since 5. You've been for 4 years you've been wishing.
And I still haven't had any horse lessons.
And no horse lessons either. Well, that might come in 20 years. I'm just saying. So, it is in the future, just like your birthday's in the future. Isn't that wild? How do we know who we are? Who tells us who we are? Yeah. God does. Who else does?
I know
You do. Who else does? Your parents do. Who else? Who are your parents' parents? Your grandparents tell you. There's people all around you all the time that remind you about who you are, don't they? That's what they do. Well, how do you know about faith? How do you tell people who you are when it comes to your faith? We heard about, right, tell people I'm a child of God, but how do we know to say things like that? Yeah.
Because we know we have God with us.
Because we know we have God with us, right?
Because He helps us and He gives us strength and ability to do things and He makes us safe than most.
Yeah, just like Anastasia was talking about, remembering that God is with us all the time. But I think sometimes we find out about our faith really much closer to us. Who are the people that are close to us that tell us about faith?
I'm happy it's a new year.
Are you happy it's a new year?
Yeah, because I wanted it to be 2024 class.
Yep, pretty soon it'll be 2025. Yeah, it's coming quick. Who tells us who we are? Yeah. God. Closer home. Your sister tells you. Who else tells you?
Yes, my parents.
Your parents tell you. Teachers tell you.
We should love God the most more than our parents.
We should love God a lot. That's right. That's right. You guys are going to have to stick with where the questions are instead of getting ahead of me. Because you think you know where I'm going. But you know what? I think you're going farther than I even planned to go. How do we know who we are when we gather in this room? How do we know? Yeah. Because God's with us. How do we know God's with us?
can't see him, we can see the air.
Yes, he is. I'm going to pull you back just a little bit. Instead of thinking about all of this, I want you to think about this. Who told you that you go to this church?
My mom.
Your parents did, didn't they? They told you that you go to this church. Isn't that kind of interesting? Who else tells you in this place? Sometimes the pastor tells you, right? How do you know what your name is? Who gave you your name? Your parents gave you your name, didn't they? So, do you know that we in this church also have names that people call us? Most of them are good. Yeah. Do you know what the names are that we associate with being a part of this church? What are some of the names that are associated with this church? Children of God. Yep. What else? Spirit. Well, it's in the name of the church. Who knows what the name of the church is? Lutheran. One of the names we have is Lutheran. Yep, church is who we are. That's what all these people are. These are Lutheran church people. We have other names too. Did you know that you are not just a Lutheran, but you are also a Christian? So Christian is a name you have, and Lutheran is a name you have, and another one? Yeah. Okay, you may go use the bathroom. That's fine. What might be another name that we go by? This one's harder to know about. This one, we haven't used it very much lately, but it's Protestant. Have you ever heard that word before? We are Protestant, Christian, Lutherans. All of those names apply to us. Part of the reason we have those names is because of something we remember today when Martin Luther, many years ago, 507 years ago, put up some things that he wanted people to say, I think we're not doing everything the way we should be doing it, and I think the church has gotten off track a little bit. And so they got kind of mad at Luther and started calling the people who followed him Lutherans, as if to be mean to them. And we take that as a badge of honor because we think sometimes still the church gets lost and does things that probably aren't what the church ought to do, right? And so we celebrate the name of being Christian, and we celebrate the name of being Protestant, and we celebrate the name of being Lutheran, but above and beyond all of that, you have a special name, something that you are referred to that is more important than any of those things. And that name is child of God. Child of God. All of those other things, child of God is the most important. Okay? Let's say a prayer. You ready? Dear God, thank you for my special name. Amen. Thanks for coming up, all.